Hey guys, how are you doing today? I'm going to make a video just on a little bit of troubleshooting Wii and GameCube games for those of you that say that you can't get Wii and GameCube games working. There's only a couple of reasons that your games wouldn't work. The first reason would be either you have a 1 or a 2 terabyte hard drive and have no Y cable. The 1 and 2 terabyte hard drives are large hard drives and require a lot of power to run them that one single USB port just does not have on the Wii. So if your games won't start up, or you notice them taking a very, very long time to start up, or even you start hearing a clicking noise, which is bad, 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 that means your hard drive is starting to fail out of your hard drive, unplug it immediately, and you need to get a Y cable. A Y cable is just a cable that splits it into two sections, so it has two USB ports into one. Okay, so you plug the single USB port into the USB, or excuse me, I don't know what they call it, the little part that plugs into the hard drive, and then there's two USB ports. One has two cords to it and one has a single cord to it. Now you always want to plug the double cord, the double side with the two cords into it, into the back left side of the Wii. So the one that's closest to the edge. And I believe on the Wii U, that is the top one or the one in the center, and then you put the other one obviously in the other open USB port, and that will supply your hard drive with enough power to run it smoothly. Okay, so also if you have a smaller hard drive, so you don't need a Y cable, and you notice the same issues, you may just have the hard drive plugged into the wrong port. It needs to be plugged into the left or outermost edge of the Wii, and I think it's the inside center on the Wii U. So if you notice it's not working, or it's saying that you don't have any games, try turning off your Wii all the way till the light is red, and then switching the port on the back that you have it plugged into, and see if that fixes it. Okay. Also, second, if your games aren't playing, then chances are you either did not install the included iOSs, or you did not install successfully. Like maybe your power went out, or your system failed or something, and it didn't install all the iOSs. So this is in my installation video, but I'm going to run through it here again. These have to be installed for your Wii and WiiWare games to work. Okay, they will not work without these installed. So we're going to let this load up. We're going to press A 3 times when prompted, A button every time. And we want to go up to WAD, find the WAD folder. Okay, and then you want to go to, obviously I'm on the standard Wii, so VWii files and standard Wii files. So this video is mainly for the standard Wii. The virtual Wii has a whole different setup, okay? So if you have the virtual Wii, please see my Wii U videos on setup. Do not follow this one, okay? You do not want to use the standard Wii files on the Wii U, and you do not want to use the Wii U files on the standard Wii. So I'm on the standard Wii, I'm going to choose this one. And right here, install first, yours will either say install first CIOSs or iOS CIOSs. It depends on how long ago you got the hard drive from me. I've just renamed them. They're all the same thing. So you press the A button to open it. If it takes a second to open, it's just because it's reading all the titles. Now, if yours look a little different, some of them said TED or TEND at the end of them. Recently, all I did was rename them so they look a little bit cleaner. So it's the exact same thing. So if yours look a little different, a little more unorganized, don't worry, you have the exact same files that I do. All you want to do is you want to start at the top, and you want to press the plus button next to every single one. So here, iOS 236 is the first one. You want to press the plus button on your Wii remote on every single one. Keep going around until it loops back at the 236. And it doesn't matter how many iOSs you have, whether you have 10 or 15 or 90 or 120, don't worry about it. Whatever you have is correct for your system. And even if you have more than I have, a lot of my older cards do, don't panic, because none of these can hurt your system. So even if they're not required for what you have, they're not going to do anything to harm your system, and they're very, very, very small files, so they don't take up a lot of space. Okay, so excuse me, plus button next to every single one. Make sure you're on one of these plus ones. If you go to that double lines, that is taking you back into the folder, so it won't work. Okay, so press the A button. Now it says I have 66. So again, if you have 93 or 22 or 16, I always double check these files before I send out, so whatever you have is correct for your system. Unless you see zero. Unless you see zero, then you need to contact me, but that should never happen, because I always check them before I send them out. Okay, so you want to press the A button again and let them all install. When it's done, it should say successfully installed. Press any button to continue. I'm not going to install them because this will make this video very, very long, so I just press the B button to go back. And if you have it plugged in correctly, if you have a Y cable if needed, and you have those, everything should work. Okay, now on the GameCube side, the GameCube games, if you say the GameCube games aren't working, it's also one of two reasons. It's either the hard drive is plugged in incorrectly, the only other thing I can think of is you don't have the right loader set or the right emulator set in your loaders. Okay, it's actually not even required to install those iOSs that I just showed you if you have just GameCube games. GameCube games will play off the iOS that is installed, the one that comes preset with your Wii. So you don't even need to install those iOSs, although I still would anyway if you have the GameCube games, because, you know, it'll prevent any other issues from popping up. But the only other thing I can think of is if you do not have the correct emulator set inside your loader. Now, so I also want to mention, I include 3 loaders for most people. Some people only get 1, some people get 2. Again, it depends on what you got from me, on what you get. So my loaders are WeFlow, USB Loader GX, and Configurable or CFG loader. Okay. It is not required. You do not have to play certain games with certain emulators. It's not required to have multiple emulators. It's just a safeguard on my side, so that way if you were to say, I don't get it, I can't get my games to work in WeFlow, you always have a backup option to try your games. So recently I had somebody say that it wouldn't work in WeFlow, but they could get it to work in USB Loader GX. So there you go. You have a loader, even though you can't figure it out, because I can't be there with you, helping you through it. I can do my best I can through email, but as I can't be there with you, I just want to safeguard and make sure that there's always an option for you to be able to play your games. Okay, now GameCube games. Okay, so if your games aren't playing, now this is if you click the game and it just black screens and then loads you back to the Wii menu, that means you have the incorrect loader, which should be set by me, but if I miss it, I apologize. So all you have to do to fix it is you press the home button, and you want to go to, you want to click over on Nintendo, go to settings, so home button, settings. If you have a lock code here, if it's from me, it's 1234. Okay, and then you want to go to, let's see here, default GameCube loader, so page 3 of 6. Default GameCube loader, make sure it is set to Nintendo. The other ones, forgive my crazy finger, these ones will not work. De-Evolution and Auto Mios, it will not work. So make sure it's set to Nintendo, and that should take care of it. Okay, now another thing, for those of you that have multiple hard drives. Now I've mentioned this in many videos and many emails to people. WeFlow creates a virtual cache or a virtual memory snapshot of the covers that you have for your games. It's WeFlow's way of making it simpler for you, so it doesn't, how, I don't know if you've tried the other ones, but USB Loader GX and CFG Loader, every time you go in, you'll get like a blank screen for 2 to 5 minutes where it's reading all the games on your hard drive. So WeFlow, to make it so it's not inconvenient like that, makes a cache or a virtual snapshot of all the images, okay? So that every time you come in, the games are just there and ready to play. Now obviously if you switch hard drives, so like this one, these are the games I have on this one. Now if I were to go and switch my hard drives out, these games are not going to be on the second hard drive. So if I were to click one of these, I'm either it's gonna black screen, or it's going to go back to the home menu, or it's going to take me into Nintendo, and it says in red lettering, check for multi-game and region failed. Something around that line. You'll see it sounds just like that. All you have to do to fix that is come into WeFlow, home button, reload cache. Okay, because most chances too, when I have, oh, look, see, I don't even have any GameCube games on this hard drive. This is my Wii only hard drive. So, see, if I would have tried to play one of those games, I would have gotten that error message. I wish I would have done it so I could have showed you that error message. But I can't do it now. I'd have to reload it back on the other hard drive. I'd have to put the other hard drive back in and reload. But anyway, as you can see, it said I had 500 and something games. I clicked reload catch, and now I have 0. Okay? Because this hard drive, I don't have any GameCube games on. So if if your games aren't playing, that's most likely what it is. Just open, home button, reload catch. And it may take, if you have all the GameCube games, you have 600 and 590, I don't remember the exact number. It may take, 2 to 3 minutes to fully read it. Just let it do its thing, and it should take care of it. Okay? So now I just want to show you really quickly, now that we've done all the talking, I just want to show you in the other 2 loaders how to do those things. Configurable USB loader and USB loader GX, you don't need to reload catch because it rereads the hard drive every single time you come in. So it takes a little bit longer, but it reads the hard drive every single time. So there's no need to do reload catch. Okay? But if you are getting that where it's just loading back to the home menu, it's the same thing. It just means the loader, let me see if I can find it. System. It just means that the emulator is set incorrectly. See down here, default GameCube. It needs to be set to Nintendo. Now, if it's set to something else and you change it, make sure you save settings when you're done. Let it do its saving here, and then press any button to continue, and that should fix it. Okay? I want to mention one other thing while I'm inside configurable USB loader. If you try to start a GameCube game and it says you do not have gosh, my brain is not working right now. If it says you do not have a memory card, that you're not going to be able to save games, I can show you how to fix that as well. I know I've been re-downloading a couple of games that weren't working, and I forget to reset these. Okay, so you want to go system, let's see, updates. Oh, I remember why it's not working. You have to select the game. Okay, so select the individual game, and we want to go to options. Okay, now see here on mine, it says off. See, NMM is no more memory cards. Okay, so this has to be set to on. So now if it says off, you're going to get that error message that you have no memory card. Now another thing while I'm in here, some of the games like Super Smash Bros. Melee has larger saves. So you may get an error, something like there's not enough blocks or there's not enough space on your memory card for this. All you got to do is you got to come back. Now don't do this for every game, because the larger you make this, the larger it makes the save files. Okay, and I leave open space on wherever your GameCube games are stored. So if you got an SD card with GameCube games, I leave a little bit of space open, and same thing for a hard drive. And depending on how many GameCube games you got, you may have a little bit more space or a little bit less space. I try to leave enough space for you to be able to save games forever. Okay, but right here, so that's memory card size. So there's only a few games that will say that, but I know Super Smash Bros. Will. You want to change this to 123 blocks. So now I see I just made these changes. No more memory, turned it to on, and memory card size I changed to 123 blocks. It'll go up to I think 1025. Don't do that though, because it'll make the game saves really, really large. When you're done, save, and then I always go back and I save it to the full system settings, like that. I save it to the system settings. That way I don't have to do this every single time I come in. So that way it's done, it's set, you're done. You're done forever, unless you were to format your SD card. Okay, so that's it. I should have done that while I was in WeFlow. I want to go back to WeFlow, and I want to show you the same thing, how to set the memory card if your memory card's telling you. So it will emulate the memory card from the loader you choose. Okay, so if you're having problems in CFG loader, that's how you fix that. If you're having problems in WeFlow, then I'm going to show you how to do that. So now if you get, and I don't have any GameCube games on this hard drive. Let's see if I could do it through a Wii game. Now I got to unlock the parental controls. Can't mess with any settings with the parental controls on. Let's see. Nope, It doesn't have that option on the Wii one. So I'm gonna go switch hard drives, and I will be right back. I switched hard drives, so now here I am back in Wii Flow inside the Gamecube games. So now if you try to play a Gamecube game through Wii Flow and you're getting the error message that you have no memory card, this is how you fix it. Again, I gotta just take off those. It's starting to get annoying. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parental control code, erase. Okay, now it shouldn't bother me for parental control code again. Anyway, okay, so you're getting the error message that your memory card, or you don't have a memory card and you can't save games. You just come and you select the game. It shouldn't happen on every single game. You might have it happen on 1 of or 10 if you got all of them. I don't know, because I've been slowly testing and replacing ones that don't work, which haven't been many. But I just thought about it the other night. Oh no, I've sent out hard drives and I don't think I reset those. So select the game that you're having the issues with. Go to the little settings for the individual game. And you want to go to right here, page 3 of 4, NMM, no more memory. And you want to make sure it's set to multi-saves. Now it doesn't give you the option on here to set the block size, because I think the block size is already set to the 159 like it was. I'm not sure, but I've never gotten an error message about block size from playing with Wii Flow. But then there you go. So you set NMM to multi-saves. You don't need to save anything. It'll automatically save it for you. And then that should take care of it. So that is all I can think of for all the Wii and GameCube games not running. You need to make sure you have it plugged into the left outermost USB port in the back of the Wii. If you have a 1 or 2 terabyte hard drive, you need to make sure you have a Y cable for it to run, and you need to have the double side plugged into the left port. And make sure if you have multiple hard drives that you reload catch every time you switch hard drives, and that should take care of any issues. Also, make sure you have the iOSs installed, okay? So thank you very, very much for watching, and I really hope this helps, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.